everybody. Growing up, I had two older brothers, so I got introduced to horror movies at a really young age. One thing I could do then that my brain will absolutely not let me do now is jump into a horror franchise at really any point. My first introduction to the Child's Play franchise was the third one. It was the first one that really did something a little different with the formula. So let's talk about Child's Play 3. Like I said, this is the first Child's Play movie I ever saw. So much like Friday the 13th Part 8, the nostalgia factor makes me a little more forgiving, and I'll probably rate it higher than most think it should be, so I'm prepared to deal with your disagreements. On to the movie. It takes place 8 years after the events of Part 2, despite being only released 9 months after the previous one. Brad Dourif says this is his least like one. Same with series creator Don Mancini, who was actually asked to start writing this one before the second even came out. The film opens with workers cleaning up a dusty factory. The news stories about Chucky trying to kill Andy Barclay sunk the company. But years later, the greedy businessmen decide it's time to bring the good guy dolls back. During the cleanup, some of Chucky's blood drips into a big vat of plastic, allowing his soul to transfer again, bringing the killer doll back to life. Whatever, it's fun. Meanwhile, Andy Barclay is now 16 years old, and it's his mother who's now in the mental hospital. Andy hasn't been adjusting well, bouncing around foster homes until he finally ends up at a military academy. Chucky finds out and eventually mails himself to the academy to go after Andy, but due to a loophole and Chucky correctly telling a child that tampering with the mail is a federal offense, he realizes he can now transfer his soul into a young cadet named Tyler, leading to a comment Chucky makes that would not fly in 2020. Right off the bat, I have questions. If his blood got mixed into the giant vat, how come there's only one Chucky and not a whole bunch of them running around? How exactly did Chucky mail himself? I mean, he was in his original package. Someone needed to help him, but who? And why? Also, what did he think was going to happen? Mail yourself to a 16-year-old Andy Barclay and just pop out at him? Once he sees the doll, he's going to immediately assume it's Chucky, and he's not going to let him get the upper hand. Finally, how the hell does Chucky immediately know how to use some random dude's computer to track down Andy? In the movie, the year is 1996. Chucky hasn't been human since 1988 and was dead the whole time computers got big. Now you may be asking, it's a movie about a killer doll. Why are you looking so deep into this? To that I say, good point. Let's move on. This movie is unbelievably silly, but really funny at parts. Outside of Tyler, you're introduced to every character, and you immediately learn everything you need to know about them. Tyler is a young, naive kid, De Silva is a hard ass who fears nothing, Shelton is a dick, and Andy's roommate Whitehurst is a coward that gets bullied. They're not exactly multi-dimensional, but they're a lot of fun, and each of them gets moments to shine. The star of the show, however, obviously, Chucky. He's back and as foul-mouthed as ever. In this one, he's going after Tyler to take over his body, but he still really wants to kill Andy, so Chucky bounces between the two. One of my favorite scenes involves Tyler forcing Chucky to play hide and seek, Tyler thinking that Chucky's still a good guy. He's hiding in a closet, and Chucky is walking with a military knife that's about as big as him. He's trying to be friendly while trying to get Tyler to come out, while not even trying to hide the knife. It's already a funny visual, but then he hilariously drops all pretenses with a "Ollie ollie oxen free. Get out here, you little son of a bitch." Brad Dourif is a national treasure. It's not good, but I have to say at no point was I bored. It's damn entertaining. When I do my October reviews, I oftentimes watch lots of garbage. I will put up with a lot if it doesn't bore me. Child's Play 3 has an unbelievably goofy premise, but like I said, it's a series about a murderer who transfers his soul into a doll, so who cares about logic? It's fun and funny, and watching Chucky interact with the characters is a blast. 8 Dr. Chainsaws.